So in Gracie Baja Jacksonville, we're working on guard retention this whole week, and right now we're just filming the specific training. So pretty much, if you're on the bottom, you're looking to go ahead and just not let the person pass on top, and if you can, go for a sweep. If you're on top, all you're looking to do is just it's passing. All right. So throughout this video, I'll be discussing some of the things that I see that are good for guard retention, and some of the things too that also you shouldn't do, and then hence why you might be having some issues retaining your guard. Okay, so most importantly, I think this is the number one skill that if you're a beginner in Jiu-Jitsu, it's the hardest thing to acquire because it requires a lot of timing. And frankly, when you're when you're new, you just don't have that timing. That comes over time on just staying on the mat and getting your guard pass and seeing, the change of direction of the guard pass, and you kind of already know what to expect. Okay, so even though if you know the right technique as a beginner, your timing issues, it's not there yet. Okay, it will take some time, definitely, but just make sure that you're working on your guard retention, because if you just roll and you want to attack, your guard retention is never gonna get better. Okay, or well, it might get better, but it won't get better at the speed that you will want it to. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and start over here. I'm the guy on the bottom, the guy on top's name is Austin. I'm gonna start with this elbow frame. Okay, so how does that work? Austin is trying to pass my guard. I have a collar tie. Okay, now if he wants to pass to my right side, which he ends up trying to pass that in a few seconds, he can't right now because my foot is hooking his hip. Okay, in a few seconds you're gonna see either I put my foot in between his legs or he stuffed that himself. Let's see what happens. It looks like I put it down there like a butterfly hook. Okay, now as he wants to pass, he can't do so now because my foot is not on his hip anymore. I got this butterfly hook here, but honestly it's not doing me any good right now, so I abandoned ship. I have a collar tie on his neck. He's trying to pass towards my backside, which is his left, my right. And as in doing so, I want you guys to notice the elbow frame I have against his clavicle. Okay, not only do I have an elbow frame, and I don't have to grab the back of his head, I just choose to. Okay, but you do need your elbow to be framing up against him. I want you to notice over here my posting hand too. If I'm not up on my hand, or at least on my elbow, this isn't going to work because he's trying to put all the pressure into me, right? And all that pressure is driving down through my arm, chest, other arm, and it dies on the mat right here. Okay, that's why it's important to have a post. Okay, if I don't have that, again, the elbow frame won't be as efficient. Now you can be on your elbow, but I like to just be on my hand. Okay, so, and this will buy me some time to get my hips back. So receive, my hips are very close to him. If he takes a step forward, he'll be passed. See, so what the elbow does is it stops his forward progression, so I can have enough time so I can scoop my hips back. Watch that, you see that? And now once I have all this space, I can go ahead and realign my hips, and then that will prevent the guard pass. Okay, let's talk about this bicep frame. Okay, when you're passing to side control, it's important for you to get a control of the head. All right, if I can't control my opponent's head as I'm passing, I never fully establish the side control. Okay, so Nick is the guy on the bottom. Coach Tyler is the guy on top. He's a wrestler. He's got some great passing. And over here, you can see that Nick is framing with his hand up against the collarbone. He gets a collar tie, just like I did. And he's framing on the bicep right now with his left hand, which you didn't see. But watch how he frames right there against his bicep. So Tyler, he passed, in essence. Almost. But now he has to go ahead and control Nick. Well, Nick is on his side, first of all, so it's really hard for Tyler to just turn him. He could turn him, but he needs that bicep to be on Nick's face or the shoulder. Okay, Nick, he blocks his bicep, and it will be really hard for Tyler to just go ahead and control the position. Okay, so Nick is buying himself time so he can go ahead and wedge his knee in and then re-guard once again. Okay, I think he passes. He tries to pass again. Nick gets collar tie. Well, no, not really. He's framing on the bicep right now with the left hand. Let me see. Is he framing? Yes, he is. Okay, so he just let go of that, but he was framing the whole time. He goes under. I think he tries to sweep right now, which is just kind of like you push him. Then he dives for another sweep. He has no control of the legs and just kind of he gives the pass. All right. Next, back with me. So I'm on the bottom. Now Nick is on top. Okay. This go with the flow concept is not really, well, it is what, yeah, it is exactly a concept. It's not a move. When an opponent, he's trying to pass and he really wants to pass towards just one side, you can use all the momentum that he has going to that direction to either off balance it or even better, like do a reverse or a sweep. So if you can tell right now, look, I'm framing up against the lat. Guys, this hand over here, you can frame against almost anything. His face, neck, his shoulder, his bicep, his tricep, elbow, lat, you know, maybe even hip sometimes. But yeah, just there's a requirement here though. If you see, my arm is completely straight. All right, that's a good frame. However, also look how I'm posting on my elbow. If I will be on my shoulder, Nick will pass, I guarantee you. So at least you have to be on your elbow. Better yet, if you can be on your hand. Okay, so let's just see how this plays out. I square my hips back to Nick to face him. Always try to make your hips face your opponent. Passer. Frames against the shoulder. Nick has this style of passing where he just wants to smash the knees together, and you know it works. You see me there framing against the shoulder. I try to invert. Okay, Nick wants to tie my legs. Okay, I try to frame against him, but I'm kind of late. You know, he's already way too heavy. So I grab his head. Nick, look at his hand over here. He's grabbing both of my legs, and all the momentum is going back this way. Okay, so really all I have to do is go with the flow, and you will see over here how it's easy to do it, because again, he has no posting hand. Look at his posting hand. His posting hand should have been his left hand, but because he's grabbing my legs, if you guys see this right here, he can't post. Okay, so if he can't post, I always want to try to sweep or reverse him to the direction where he can't post. That will be his left side. All right, so as I'm doing that, I get on top. He tries to sweep me. I stop the sweep, and you know, he almost did pass though. I'll give him that. Okay, huge. Do not give the underhook. It stops your ability in order for you to get up to your knees, or if you want to go ahead and get up all the way to your feet. All right, do not give the underhook. You don't have to have the underhook from bottom, but if you ask me, but the guy on top cannot have the underhook. Okay, so that's Corey on the bottom, that's Chris on the top. Chris got some top heavy pressure. He wrestled a lot. Chris is gonna throw his legs one way. Look, watch how Corey goes with the flow. Beautiful inversion. Perfect. Here's where Corey messed up. Look at his face. I don't think he I didn't even notice that. Funny. Okay, keep going. So Corey does the inversion very beautifully, but he runs into a big trouble right now. He doesn't have the underhook. Watch, Chris's hand is over here in the underhook. He's controlling the underhook, not Corey. So when Corey tries to go ahead and get up, watch what happens here. Chris uses that underhook to press his shoulders back down. You can tell that guy on the bottom, which is Corey, he's trying to get up. He really is trying to get up, but because Chris can control the shoulder by pressing it back down because he has the underhook, it's really hard to do it, guys. So if Corey fails at that attempt of going up. Okay, if he would have gotten an underhook, he would have probably ended up in the turtle position on his knees, and then, you know, he can sit through and get back in half guard or full guard. But don't give the underhook. Okay, every time, every single time, okay, you should try to make your hips face the passer. Okay, so the passer right now is Hector, the bottom guy is Nick. All right, if you can draw a line out of Nick's hips, it's going straight to Hector's hips. Okay, Hector's gonna go to side. Look, he's trying to knee slide. Nick's hips are facing Hector, right? As Hector switches direction, again, Nick's hips are facing Hector. Okay, so that's good. Plus he has a frame over here on the shoulder, which is, it helps him out. Okay, but as Hector goes back to the other side, Nick's hips are gonna keep on facing his left side. Watch. Hector hops. Hector is on the right side. However, Nick's hips are facing towards the left side. That's not good. Okay. Hector is now fully on the right side. He's getting closer to passing. Nick's hips are still facing the left side. And still, you can see Hector is working his way from the knee to the hip to the lat, and now he's almost by the head. Nick's hips are still facing the left side. And watch how Hector is just gonna kick that leg out, the right leg. Boom. Now it's too late. Okay, so always try to make your hips face the direction of the passer. So now we got Hector on the back, Coach Tyler on top. Okay, so a good option when you're getting your guard pass is to go to the turtle position. Now you do have to watch out for headlocks. Like if you see it right now, like Coach Tyler's probably, he's looking for a choke or maybe like some type of headlock, more the control side. So you do have to watch for those, but it's a guard retention too as well. Foul sector, I'll try to do a sit through, but it looks like he's not. He gets put back on his back, and then once again he's gonna go to the turtle position. It looks like Coach Tyler, he got a figure 4, and you know, even though like Coach Tyler isn't losing the top control, at least Hector's guard is not getting passed. That's one positive side. Yeah, so the turtle's always an option, but you do have to be careful with the headlock, or they can take your back as well. Okay, so let's switch it back to me. Okay, so remember, do not overextend your legs. This is a big mistake that I always talk about, but every now and then I make the same mistake. Okay, so that's shame on me. Watch, you're gonna see me close the distance with Corey in a second, and I want you to pay attention completely to my left leg. As I'm closing the distance, look, my left leg is extended. Look at this gap in between my shoulder and my knee. It's wide open. I have a butterfly hook here, but honestly, it's not the best hook. And you're gonna see Corey's just gonna pass that in a second. Okay, now I have to go to the turtle position. Corey's a scrambler, by the way. As I'm going to the turtle position, I sit through and I try to catch his leg in half guard. But Corey, he knows better, so he switches the direction. Instead of keep on going to the right side, he just goes to the left side, and it kind of messes me up. Look how I missed that leg completely. Try to catch this leg. I'm sorry, not his left leg, his right leg. As I'm trying to catch that leg, look, he steps away and I miss completely, which forces me to get the turtle position again. The good thing I got going for me is the underhook. I go to belly down, I go to turtle, Corey gets a seatbelt. Okay, this is a scramble. I Granby roll. Okay, I do a high leg pummel, and then that kind of saves me. But this all could have been avoided if I wouldn't extend my leg like that. I'm gonna close the distance once again, but this is gonna be much better because that kind of scramble is fun, but it shouldn't happen. You know, like from a tactical perspective, it shouldn't happen. Now watch how I close the distance now. Look. Okay, see? That's way different. Corey just tried to hop over me to land in mount. But my knees are way closer to my shoulders, so when he tried that hop, there wasn't space for him to land on. Then we get into a whole scramble thing again. I'm not sure how this ends. I think we scramble one more time. Framing, always frame, guys. From the bottom, always frame. I got a knee shield there. He takes out the knee shield. I throw the knee shield again. I think I tried to elevate. He backsteps. Great timing. I invert. I frame. If you see my hand is framing against his shoulder. He's got my knees together. Oh, notice this thing. I have my hook over here. So when he goes, he feels that hook. Okay? So I know he's going to try to pass to my left. Now, let's talk about this, the free knee line. My knees are in line right now, okay? But they're being controlled because he's bear hugging them. So if I want to try to turn my hips, right, it's really hard. So while I have a frame, I'm gonna go ahead and free my knee line just by freeing one knee. That's all I need, one knee. Okay, you're gonna see I'm gonna free my, I think, right knee, right? Look, I free my knee, now I can face him again. I realign my hips. Okay, do not let anyone grab your knees like that, but if you do, it's not over yet. Just try to free your knee line. He tries to do some crazy ass cartwheel, fails. Now we get into a whole scramble again. I frame against his bicep. This guy is scrappy, man. I like it though. And then I don't know how that finishes, but yeah. Okay, here's another rule. Do not try to out wrestle a wrestler. Coach Rob over here is on the bottom, okay? Now even though that Coach Tyler is a white belt, he's been wrestling for a long time, so honestly he should be more like a blue belt. But you're gonna see Rob over here is trying to come up for a single. Tyler has been defending all the single legs for years, so he's not gonna just accept that. You gotta beat a wrestler with jiu-jitsu moves, not with wrestling moves. Rob is gonna try this a few more times over here, so he's kind of like on a deep half, doing well actually. I would have taken his back over here if I was Rob. He tries to go to single again. Coach Tyler stops it, pushes the head down, he wizards. Rob's over here once again in the deep half. I think he attempts to get a single leg one more time. Let me see. I could have sworn he'd go for a single leg. He tries an arm drag, exposes his neck. I mean, Tyler's just got great balance, man. Yeah. Good frame by Coach Rob. Look, he tries a single one more time. And it's not gonna happen, okay? So don't try to out wrestle a wrestler, okay? Beat a wrestler with jiu-jitsu moves. Even though you might fail, you have a much better chance. So those are the few things for you to do and for you not to do. And remember, guys, guard retention is a skill. It's like, you know, you're playing the spider guard, the lasso. Only way you get better is if you practice it. Now, there are a few drills out there that you can do, and honestly too, if you're flexible and you're mobile, it will help a ton. But you know, nothing beats mat time. That is the #1 factor that's going to help you get better. You do it. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that we discussed in this video, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.